So, I never do live videos, but I guess that was because, I don't know, I guess I wasn't into it. And now I'm not saying that I am, but I'm just giving it a shot, and let's see how it goes. But, you know, sometimes when you're flustered with so many things to say, but you just don't know how to say it, or perhaps it's just you don't know who actually cares or who it might, intrigue or who might actually listen. You kind of get worried, or you kind of get stage fright. But you know, today I went to class, and I was having a pretty tough day because hopefully it never happens to anybody, or it hasn't happened to anybody, or it just doesn't happen to anybody. But I love working at an optical. I've been doing it for 5 years, almost 6. And it has never been a year and a half so hard to get a job at something that you know that you excel at and that you're good at. And just the fact that you're not getting the job because of policies that just don't make sense. For example, you know, my parents, obviously, you know, they say that it's because I get into a fight and stuff. And on the contrary, I don't get into a fight. I left LensCrafters, for example, because I was defending a veteran. I was defending a veteran that didn't have enough money to buy the best progressive or the best pair of glasses. You know, he had his veterans benefits, his AARP, and $400 in his pocket. But whether you're a company or whatever you are, you don't get to make someone feel smaller than you just because they don't have money. You don't get to make them feel like they're taking something with less value just because they're not taking something that's premium. You get to show them that they're taking something that it's good with whatever they got. Because at the end of the day, it's the fact that the glasses will work on him, the fact that it's what he needs, and the fact that that's the money that he has. So nobody in this world gets to go ahead and just make you feel less because you don't have money to, instead of getting just regular Brooks Brothers, you know, you don't get like Gucci glasses. If you can get the Gucci glasses, good for you. That's awesome. But if you can't, don't look down on people that, you know, that can't. Not everybody is into, not everybody just, it's just, I guess that not everybody looks at those things that at the end of the day, they're just not important. Then, you know, I had to make a choice at that point. Either I stood with management and I could have stood by my morals and what I do, or I could have just let her treat that poor veteran like that. And as much as I needed my job, there was no way in hell that I was going to let her treat him the way that she did in front of everybody. Because that is just not who I am. And even though I did lose my job, and I'm pretty sure that they talked a lot of shit about me, I left so happy knowing that regardless of the fact that I wasn't going to have a job, I stood up with what was right, my dignity, and I didn't lose myself for like 50 cents for the sale. And that I know that I stood up for somebody that couldn't stand up for himself. And I didn't do it because I want praise or because I wanted anything out of it. In the contrary, I was the one who lost. But I'm okay with that. And National Vision, which is America's Best, which ironically, my sponsor can't even go ahead and sign my apprentice optician's license because she says there's no record of me working there. Yet somehow I was the hardest worker. I was there for a whole year. I left that place because I had it up to my hair. You know how sad it is? I know that perhaps the person who does the job correctly and who's always doing the best job they can do, you know, that's like the least liked person in the job, and I get it. But I was nice to people, And I didn't do it because I wanted any praise. I did it because that's just who I am. Because I am dedicated to that job and I love it. I love my patients. But I couldn't stand the fact that, you're getting paid the same amount of money as I am, and you grab the paper, instead of calling the patients, you just mark yes and throw it away. At that point, if I wouldn't have said anything, I wouldn't have been okay with myself. Because how can I just let it go when I care about the fact that I'm doing it and other people are just not? I'm not management, and I shouldn't have cared, and I shouldn't have said anything. And I didn't say anything to bring anybody down. I just let the manager know that if she expects more out of me and she actually makes me do a lot more and gives me more responsibilities and gives me more jobs, that's fine. But raise my salary. But don't have me here under the same standards with people that just don't do their jobs. Because you cannot have a comparison when there's nothing to compare to. You do not get to go ahead and explode somebody and have a really good worker and, treat them like crap and then expect them to take bullying too. Apart from the fact that, bullying usually happens in school and it shouldn't, you know how many times I went to that job and I did my best even though I wasn't invited to the group lunch, even though when I would go to the back part of the office, they were all talking crap about me. And no, I never kissed ass. But why? Because I got there and I did my job and I didn't take anybody's crap. I'm sorry that I wasn't born the same. I'm sorry that I don't fit in. And I'm sorry that once I have a job, I'm dedicated to it because that's just who I am. I like my job and I love the optics and I love selling glasses. And I'm always going to do the best that I can. Whether it's $9, $12, $13. But just because you're doing a job that you love doesn't mean that you have to feel less or that you just don't fight for what's right and for what in human, for your human rights, man. You're doing a job, but you're doing a service not only provided to the customer, but also for a company. And it's about goddamn time that people start getting a little bit more of appreciation, because employers should not treat their employees like crap. And they cannot just go ahead and get away with the fact that my record is not there for a year of hard work, which is fine because I have every single pay stub of every month. But it's so unfair to do such a good job and for whatever reason not to be recognized, or not even recognized, just help me out with the license that you signed for to help me do it. You're an older person. You're gonna have a kid. You're gonna have a daughter. How can you do that to a kid? To a kid that used to go to school every day, full time, and worked for you 39 hours a week, took anybody's role that I had to help you out. And it's not about the money and it's not about the appreciation. It's just about the morality of the work. Appreciate, or not even appreciate. Just acknowledge that I did a good job and that's it. But don't say that I wasn't even there, because that's just out of this world crazy. And then the last job that I had to leave, and I left it honestly because of school, it was when I worked at Cohen's Fashion Optical, which, to be honest, I was there from 9 to 9. It was mall hours, and I got paid $8 an hour. And I was pretty much there the whole day. I had to do the teching part. I had to do the opticianaries part. And it's great because it gave me administrative duties and a lot of experience. But after you get stuck in a place that you don't see any development to go up, what you can do is find somewhere that you are going to be able to climb that ladder. So at this point, my advice is just don't get stuck somewhere because there's no way out. Always go for a spot, or always go for a job, or if it is the job that you love, just make sure that you're able to keep climbing up those stairs, because nobody gets to tell you that that's it for you. Because in life, settling's not gonna make you happy. And be the best that you can be, because believe me, that's the one thing that you're doing for you. Sorry, it's just today I had a very stressful day because I've applied for so many obstacles, yet somehow it's always an excuse when I'm only missing a few hours to complete my license, even though they called me from Tallahassee that they lost all my paperwork for my license, so I have to start all over. I'm doing this video to see if I can get at least a little bit of justice, because I just, at this point, I don't understand what's going on, because this can't happen to people. This can't happen to kids, especially kids that are just trying to grow and become part of society. Actually, one of the best parts of society. So, thanks for listening, and thank you to everybody.